Did you know you can actually earn real money by playing the Magnet Miner app? You can even earn as much as $212. But here's the catch. You need to install it the right way to get these rewards. In this video, I'll show you step by step how to do it, plus give you tips to play the game more effectively so you can earn the most. And I will also share some important details you need to consider before even starting the game. In case you don't know, my name is Mikael and I test different ways to make money online so you don't have to waste your time on apps and websites that don't pay. And today we will go through the Magnet Miner app step by step. First, I'll quickly show you how the game works. Then I will reveal the 3 get paid to sites where you can install it to actually earn money and which one pays the most. And finally, I'll share some tips to help you progress faster in the game so you can maximize your earnings. And I will also share some important details to consider I found out after testing the game for many hours. So before we get into the earning side, let's quickly talk about what Magnet Miner actually is. It is an app you can download through Google Play, and from what I can tell, you can join it from more or less all countries. It's a very simple mobile game where you control a little miner with a magnet, and the goal then is to dig deeper and deeper into the ground, collecting different items and rewards along the way. And the further you manage to go, the higher you score and progress. And on its own, it's just a casual game. It's fun to play, but it won't pay you directly. And that's where many people get confused. Because if you just download the Magnet Miner app from the Google Play Store, then you won't earn anything. The real earning opportunity comes when you install it through get paid to sites. And these are platforms that pay you to try apps and play games and different other tasks. And they will then reward you for reaching certain milestones in these games, like for example, for the Magnet Miner app, it's when you dig down to a specific number of meters, and that's how you can then turn Magnet Miner from just a game into a way to earn real money. So let's now go deeper into the most important part, how you can actually make real money with Magnet Miner. And as I mentioned, if you just download it directly from Google Play, you won't earn anything. To get paid, you need to install it through get paid to sites. And these sites partner with different apps and games, and then they pay you when you reach these milestones, as I just explained. And I have checked 3 of the most popular get paid to sites to see how much they pay for Magnet Miner, because the thing about get paid to sites are that often they actually have many of the same games you can download, but how much you can earn can vary a lot depending on the platform you use it on, as you will see here. So for example, on Free Cash, I have found the Magnet Miner app as an option, and I could earn up to $212 in total if I reach 5,000 meters. And I'll give some tips later and my opinion about whether this is realistic or not. So that will also help you to decide and find out how long this would actually take. But the exact same game here, you can also find on other sites. For example, on Price Rebel, and here you can see here you would earn this amount of points, and this would actually be the equivalent of just around $130. And I also checked Magnet Miner through the Pawns app, and as you can see here, it would pay me up to around $146. And this is for the exact same game and for reaching these 5,000 meters. But it's very important to understand that I cannot guarantee that you will be able to find this exact rewards. For example, for Price Rebel, the first time I checked it, I could earn up to $149 for playing it. And now when I'm recording this, it's down to $129. So the rewards can sometimes go up and down, sometimes on some offer walls or through certain get paid to sites there will be specific bonuses, and also how much you can earn can vary depending on your country. So in some countries you might not even be able to find Magnet Miner on these 3 different get paid to sites, and in others you might get a lower reward or you might even get a higher reward. And if you decide to try it, please let me know below which platform you found it on, how much could you earn for it, and which country you live in. I would love to hear that, so please leave that in a comment. So this is not to say exactly which one that it will be guaranteed to pay you the most, because that can vary, as you can understand. But it shows that it's very important that when you are taking these gaming offers, whether it's Magnet Miner or something else, then it's always a good idea to check on several different sites, because there can be huge differences. I do have a list also on my website of the best get paid to sites, so I'll leave a link to that below. You can go there and check, and then it's always a good idea when you find a game, check on several of them and then see what actually pays you the most, and of course also make sure it offers a payout option that you like. Of course, knowing that Magnet Miner is potentially a way to earn is only half the battle, because to actually reach those milestones, reaching 5,000 meters and unlock the biggest rewards, you will need to play the game in the smartest way possible. So let me share some practical tips that can help you progress faster and earn more, and also some very important details you need to consider before you even get started. So when you are inside Magnet Miner, then you have different options, because you earn gold here, and then you have different options to spend that gold, as you can see. But the goal really is to reach the depth to as deep as possible. When you reach 5,000, that's when you can earn the most. You can see, for example, on free cash, you can see the different goals there, 300 meters, or it starts actually with 100 meters, then 300, 550, all the way down to 5,000 meters, and you get a rewards as you dig deeper and deeper. So even if you don't reach 5,000 meters, but let's say you reach 1,000 meters, then this would be the reward you get there, but you would already have earned these other rewards. So that's why it might be tempting to just spend all your coins as you get along on this drop depth to get deeper and deeper. But the first tip is to make sure that you actually also increase your card space, because this means how many items you can actually collect. And when I first started, I just concentrated actually on the drop depth 2 months, and you can't really earn if you don't have any card space, any things you can pick up. Another thing is, for example, if you drop the magnet here and you go through and then you lose it, if you hit one of these malls there, then you can see a tip here can be to be a little bit critical, because there is a way here you can revive it, and now the time runs out. But that means if I revive it, then I would have to watch an ad to actually continue. Then I would just continue the game. And at the beginning, when I first tested it, I just did it right away every time, but the ads can be quite long and annoying. So what I started to do was to look at the actual games. You can see when you're playing there how many spaces are left in this particular game when you hit that mall there. And if you can see like that you've already only have a few spots left in your cards or something like that, then for me it wasn't worth to actually watch this ad, or so it was not so effective. So then I would just give up, and then it would move up, and then you would actually get the earnings. So that's another tip, just revive it when it makes sense, so then you can just continue it there after watching an ad. Or sometimes you might also, like here, if I just did it right away, I would just give up because it wasn't really worth it to start watching ads for that. Then I would just start a new game. And this brings me to the next tip, and that is how you should make sure to actually 3x your earnings every time by watching an ad. You click here, you watch ads, and then you actually get 3 times more. So in this case here, it would be these 740, because I just quickly did it there, and then I'll get 3 times that. But however, many people would just say, make sure to do that every time. I actually don't do that every time, because in this case, when it was just a very quick game and it went wrong and everything, I would just say no thanks, and then I would get those 740, and then it would just start over. That would be more effective for me, and that's how I have done it. So I wanted to share that also. So if you click no thanks, you would just go back. I can just start again, and then I can try again. And then this time, if I then earn more, several thousands, then I would say yes thanks, watch an ad, and then I would get 3 times that. That's more effective. But just be aware that even when you say no thanks, sometimes there will still be an ad showing up. Not every time, but once in a while, because they make money from these ads. That's clear. That's how they can afford to actually pay us, or pay these, get paid to sites. But the thing is that if an ad pops up after you say no thanks, not if it's in the middle of the game or all these things, so to 3 extra money, but if it does when you say no thanks, then you can actually just close down the app, open it again, and then you will still get the earnings in there, and then you can just continue. So that's a little extra bonus tip there. Another tip is to try to make sure you actually get these golden chests. Of course, avoid these malls there, and then try to get those golden chests, because that is where you will earn the most. And you can see there, I just hit it because I'm trying to play while I'm actually talking. In this case here, I would then just give up, or I could watch an ad to continue there. But that's just a very important thing. These golden chests, that is what will give you the most. If you collect a full card and there's no golden chest, you will not earn that much. So make sure to try to grab those. And what I found is, and this is another extra bonus tip, is that when I first played, I hit those malls all the time, and it was so difficult for me to play. So a little trick is, when you look at your screen, then don't look at where the card actually usually is here. And I can't draw on the screen while I'm actually playing the game. So that's what I'm just trying to explain it here. So when you play, look at this part of the screen. So I will just try that again here, say no thanks, and I'll just try it again. So then I all the time look up here what is coming next. So then I can move it from side to side and actually have a chance at reacting. In this case, again, here now I'm not focused because I'm playing, but that has helped me a lot to actually do it that way. So that's a little extra bonus tip there I wanted to give. So the next tip here that you maybe have heard other videos talk about is this offline gain. So you can spend your coins on this. So that means that supposedly you will earn this per minute when you are away. So it can be a passive way to keep earning these golden coins that you can then use to more card space or to drop deeper, which will ultimately actually give you earnings. However, what I have found is that it seems that most of the people that talk like that about this haven't actually really tested properly. At least for me, this is not working. I've spent quite a lot to reach this level where I will get 38 coins per minute that I was away, but I am not getting anything when I am away. So it looks like there are some bugs in the games. This is one of them. For me, at least, this does not work. If you have tried it or if you decided to try it, please share in the comments below. Has that worked for you? Because for me, it hasn't. And therefore, this is not something I recommend spending your coins on. It's just a waste of coins, focusing on the card spaces and on the drop depth. If you want to try this, just start a couple of times and then see if it says in the beginning, I think it's 2 or 3 coins per minute or so. See if it actually happens. If not, then it won't happen when you get higher. That was what I expected, and I wasted a lot of coins that way. So that's another tip. Be very careful about spending your coins on this particular option. So the last very important tip is to make sure it tracks properly before you play it too long. Because for me, and what I've heard from others, is that when you reach these 100 meters on, for example, free cast or wherever you have decided to play it, you can see it was tracked very easily. But then when I reach the next milestone, and you can see in my game, I have actually reached 460 meters right now here. It didn't actually track that. So that's an important thing to be aware of, that you need to make sure to track or to test that before you actually start spending too much time. Because of course, if you then just keep going down and you eventually reach 5,000 meters, but it hasn't tracked, because if it hasn't tracked with 300 meters, it's unlikely that it will then start tracking the next options. So that's one thing to be aware of. And unfortunately, tracking issues can happen no matter what get paid to site you are actually using. And I have a full video about actually tracking issues on, for example, FreeCast, and how to fix them if you run into it. So I'll leave a link in the top corner here. Also on the end screen here of this video, I'll also leave a link to that so you can check that out. But that's a very important tip. So if you reach 300 meters and it doesn't count, then go through all the steps there. Make sure it actually tracks properly, because if not, it won't track when you go further down, and then you won't actually earn anything. And if you have actually tried it, I would love to hear you. Did you have tracking issues when you reached 300 meters or deeper or anything like that? Please share also in the comments below. So to sum it all up, I think that Magnet Miner itself, the game, can be quite addictive, and I started actually liking it probably a little bit too much, and I spent actually way too long to play it, considering how much I actually earned for it. I didn't actually reach the really high paying levels for several reasons, and that is just that it takes a lot of time. Because reaching these levels, you need to keep earning these coins and then going deeper and deeper. The game itself, yes, it is fun, but if you're just doing it for earning, you need to be aware that it takes a ton of patience, and to reach the 5,000 meters to get the really high rewards. Of course, it looks great on paper, but I would say that you need to spend, I cannot even imagine how many hours. Of course, it depends how good you are and all that, but it will be a lot of hours, and it will also be something where you have to spend a lot of time watching these ads. And the ads are annoying, but that is how they can actually afford to run these paid campaigns here, because some other games there you have to invest to go deeper and to get the highest rewards. That's not the case on Magnet Miner, but however, you then pay with your time because you have to watch these ads. So it's not really my favorite game to earn from, but a lot of you have actually asked about it. And if you use this method that I have shown here, then you can do it the most effective way, but make sure you actually consider all these aspects to find out if you even think it's worth it. And then if you do, make sure also with the tracking and to use it the right way so you play the most effective way. So you need to do it with the right expectations. Reaching 5,000 meters will not be easy, no matter what maybe some other creators tell you or some kind of hack. It will take a ton of patience and time. So just be aware of that. But as mentioned, I checked it on 3 of my top recommended get paid to sites there. If you want to know more about any of these sites, I have full tutorial of them and also joining links so you can join and get the joining bonus and all that. I'll leave links to full reviews of those below. And as mentioned, also a link to a list I have of the best get paid to sites overall, so you can go there and sign up for several of them, because as mentioned, it's a very good idea to go through the same office and check and double check on 3 to 5 different sites to check the exact rewards you get in your country at that current time before starting any game, including Magnet Miner. So you can check that out below. And also, if this video helped you, make sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.